Darrell Pope with he's the president of the local chapter of the NAACP in Hutchinson, Texas. And Darrell, welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you. This is Hutchinson, Kansas.
Did I say Texas?
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. Kansas. You're right, Hutchinson, Kansas. And I understand that there's a Tea Party group in Hutchinson, Kansas that has just, I don't know what they've been drinking or smoking or whatever they do at these Tea Party groups, but they've just gone off the rails. Do I have that right?
Apparently it's something, because they have gone off the rail. The statement that they come out with on their website with the Skunk thing concerning the President of the United States was really off the rail, and so it's one of those kind of situations that is another reminder of where we are as far as the country's concerned.
So recap this for our viewers and listeners who may not know what you're talking about.
Well, there's a group here, a Tea Party group here, that had a website on, and their website, they had a picture of a skunk, and it says that the skunk has replaced the eagle as far as the insignia for the President of the United States. It said because it's half black and half white, and everything that it does stinks. And they had that on their website, and so it caused some kind of, some ill feeling, and I feel like it was racist and offensive, and It was a malicious effort to, here again, take another strike at our president.
Have they stepped back from this?
I'm sorry?
Have they stepped back from that position, or is that still up there?
They've stepped back. It's no longer on the website.
Yeah. I'm curious your thoughts. We're talking with Darrell Pope. He's the president of the local chapter, Hutchinson, Kansas, of the NAACP. I'm curious your take on to what extent racism is alive and well in America and playing a role in national politics. I've seen polls, for example, that suggest that the white racist anti-Obama, simply because he's African-American, vote might have represented somewhere between 3 and 5% of the vote, where people otherwise would have voted for a Democrat. They voted against him because of race. Do you think that that's a reasonable number? Do you think it's larger than that, smaller than that? Clearly there are regional differences. I'd just love to hear your thoughts on this. I
think it's even a little larger than that. I think that when you look at the publicity and the kinds of things that have been, I don't remember, and I've been around a while, and I don't remember in my history any president ever receiving the kind of disrespect and that this president has received.
Yes.
And especially if you live in conservative Kansas, well, you know that we're inundated with that kind of negative type thing. And so to answer your question, I would say that I think it's even a little worse than that.
Do you think that the attempts to characterize President Obama, more than half of Fox viewers, for example, believe that he's a Muslim or might be a Muslim, that the attempts to characterize him as something other than a Christian, he's been characterized as a rich guy who won't send his kids to the public schools in Washington, D.C. That attack was made, class attacks. So there's religious attacks and class attacks. Do you see these as different ways to try to attack him in addition to the racial attack, or do you see these as deriving from, most Muslims are not white Anglo-Saxon Caucasians, do you see these as just other dimensions of racial attacks, of racism?
Absolutely. I think that they're groping for anything that they can find that might be negative as far as he's concerned. I think that...
But is it code for race?
Yes, it definitely, very definitely.
Yeah, that's my sense of it, too.
I think if a guy put on a red sock instead of blue socks, that would be a problem for him. But I think they're just groping at whatever they can find to be negative. Now,
it seems to me that the good news is, Darrell Pope, that people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and older remember a time of racial segregation in the United States, and many of them still carry both the scars and, in some cases, the attitudes from that. But it certainly seems that people in their teens and 20s and 30s, the younger people, are much less inclined to see race, as it were. Is that just me being Pollyanna and my my limited sense from my listeners and my own children who are in that age, or is that something that you're seeing as well?
That's true. That's a fact. You're right in the sense that these younger folks haven't experienced it or been exposed to it as some of us older people have been.
Yeah, and therefore they don't carry the attitudes. There's less racism in other words among the younger generations than the older generations on both sides.
I don't know if there's less, but it's not as overt as it was in the past. But I think that you still find pockets where that it's very prevalent.
Yeah. So what can we have just a minute left? What can we all do about this, Darrell Pope?
One of the things that I think we can do is one of the things I've experienced is when there's something happening, when somebody's talking about, in other words, black folks, so to speak. Well, I found out that when somebody that looks like you, a white person, tells another person that they find that offensive, or that they find these stereotypes and these statements, mythical statements made about black folks, when they start telling them that they find it offensive and it's not true, well, then that makes people kind of sit up and take notice, because they expect me to say it, but they don't expect it to come from one of their cronies or one of their associates.
Right.
And I think that's what it's going to take. It's going to take more people explaining the fact that it's offensive to degrade or downgrade a person simply on the color of their skin.
I think you're absolutely right, and I think more and more people are willing to call out racism for what it is, and that's a good and healthy thing in our society. And Darrell Pope, kudos to you for doing so in Hutchinson, Kansas, where the Tea Party ad tried to portray President Obama as a skunk. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Good luck, and keep up the good work. The NAACP is one of the great organizations out there.